French.
French.
Nick from Middleton, Wisconsin. Dear Mr. Miller, I too just returned from the Hawaiian Islands, yes, where I bask many a day amidst the Napoli coast. Kudos to Eric for the backdrop. Is that the one you put up?
Yeah.
And that was way out on Kauai, or?
Yeah.
And that's where they shot Jurassic, right? I didn't get there, but I saw some beautiful stuff, but that coast looked amazing, man. That looked like Skull Island in Kong or something out there. And by the way, I saw the old King Kong 2 nights ago on Turner. It's better.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Peter Jackson. I'm a fan of. My friend Colin Hanks is in that, and I thought Brody was serviceable, and they tried. They made a good effort, and Naomi was a little too winsome for me, but I watched the original. It's staggering. I mean, Fay Ray's hot. They don't have the extra Adrian Brody character in there. She just falls for one of the sailors. But Carl Denham, I love, Jack Black, but that guy hit it out of the park, whoever played Denham back then. Bruce Cabot, maybe? And the creature, it's a wipeout for me. Maybe the first time you see it. When that thing dies, I'm telling you, that music up on the thing when it's swatting at the Sopwith camels and puts her down. I'm not usually a guy who cries that easily at movies, but that was a wipeout for me. Remind me of all those dog commercials where you see dogs where people hurt them, and you just, there's something like, what, are you kidding me? I too just returned. How did I get off on that weird joke? Oh, the Nepali coast. You said it best as you usually do. It was pure Shangri-La, baby. I've turned into an old caricature of myself with the lingo. I always dug hipsters when I was young. I remember when I read On the Road by Kerouac. I always loved that hip lingo. And so, yeah, I'm a bit of a caricature. Knowing many celebrities travel to the islands and appreciating your candidness about your world of celebrityism. I talk about celebrity not as a self-aggrandizing thing. I have some celebrity friends, and can I tell you, the man behind the curtain is leading the exact same life. I mean, it really is. And I know the ones that don't want me to talk and the ones that do, and or wouldn't mind. There's nothing going on in there, for the most part. I think you can buy better paintings, and you can catch the private flight here and there. Other than that, we're all leading like the same 5 lives, I think. Knowing many about your celebrity, how would you say most celebs treat these places? Not the BS that they tell the public, but the real deal. How would you say most celebs treat these places? What does that mean?
I think, do they really appreciate places like Hawaii?
Sure they do. Well, that's what I guess that's what I was referring to. There's no hidden deal here. It's not like food tastes any better or sex feels any better. I would say you miss the point if you don't get in lines. And listen, I don't get in every line. Somebody wants to call me a table at a crowded restaurant and sneak me in a back door. I'm not above it. But I get in the line to start. I don't assume that I'm not in the line. And then if they want to find me, that's why I felt bad for that kid. He shouldn't have done that. But I can see him, Bateman, who's a funny kid, Justin Bateman, and a good kid. I met him at a Michael Fox benefit for Parkinson's. And the first thing he ever said to me, and I knew Michael, so Michael had to shake hands, and I said, I'll be over here in the corner. I went off in the corner. Not corner, it was a huge yard. It's some beautiful house up in the hills. And Bateman comes in, and he walks over, and I've never met him. I go, Dr. Bateman. He walks towards me, and we go to embrace, and he said, what's it feel like to be at a party with both Teen Wolves? That's the first thing he says to me. I hit the ground. I'm laughing so hard. Oh, nice kid, funny kid. But I guess he was at the Apple rollout for some product, and they told him that he could come in, and they got him on tape, and everybody was booing and angry at him. But I do think he got caught out there. He's a good guy. I don't think he'd do that, but maybe he really wanted. Maybe it was just a lapse in judgment. I've had those too. But most people I know want no part of the thing, but there are people who want that sort of cordon off the hallways, and those aren't people I know. I'm not drawn towards those people. I think the Tom Cruises of the world, I think he's a pretty nice guy. I think when you kid yourself that you have to be protected at all times, eventually over the years it leads to you having to be protected at all times. I've been on with some really famous, I can think of one guy who won't take the bodyguard with him. And he's one of the 5 most famous guys on the planet Earth. And I've been in cafeteria lines with him. And yeah, occasionally the kid slopping the beans looks up and like gets sucker punched by who's in front of him. But for the most part, he doesn't get hassled. He's not putting that vibe off. Then again, I've seen guys blow in with a coterie of people around them, and the coterie is what sets off the alarms, and I think they must dig it on some level. You can be real famous, and maybe not a woman, maybe you get some kooks, you know, but I've been with some guys who are as famous as anybody, and they don't have that, and nor should they. So I would say most celebs, when they get out there, like for instance, when I was at my hotel, Brian Austin Green and his new bride, Megan Fox, came through, you know, all alone, got in their rental car, and dressed down. And, you know, I think they're just normal. Something about her intrigues me. She says nebulous, goofy things. I don't think she's a particularly smart young gal. I don't sense, though, that when it goes away that she'll be as devastated as some. Something about her, I can't quite tell, but as they walked by me and I saw them in a candid pose, they both seemed like 2 young people who were happy to find each other and were in love and were in Hawaii, and it wasn't a whole lot of shebang. And maybe I'm naive, I see one glimpse and I think that, but I just sense that they made a nice run together cash-wise. They probably got some money put away, and they'll be happy if it goes away. There are other people, like this Lindsay Lohan girl. I know she went to prison today, or jail, whatever it is for a kid like that, and I know she's probably viewing it as the best day of her life, but if I was her, I'd view it as the first day of my real life. This is when you detox from a little of this weirdness. Get back to a commonality with your fellow men. Get out there and live a normal life and don't solicit all this sturm and drang all the time. So I feel bad for her. She's probably scared shitless right now. I don't like to think of anybody in a holding tank somewhere scared. I don't get off on that. She does deserve to go, though. You can't be driving around drunk. You're going to kill somebody innocent, and that's a heartbreak. But I think she should try to see the good side of this, which she probably can't right now. But it's probably 15 days of being scared shitless, and then you're going to get out, and you'll watch a lot of the trappings and the bullshit of fame fall away, where you'll just go, I just can't go to prison again. That was too scary. Probably good for him. I don't relish it, but I think she'll get some illumination. Number 3, Phil. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.